right, Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2022, and I'm going to start doing something a little different this year. I'm in the truck a lot between appointments, and so I'm going to start doing what we call truck talk. And truck talk, I'm going to talk about everything from, arguments about gun calibers, arguments about broadheads, what rifles I like and which ones I don't, why. I'm going to talk about basically man stuff. Don't get offended, ladies. But, trucks, deer stands, whatever is the hot topic of the day. So, today, I'm going to start with talking about this truck that I am in. So I recently purchased a new Powerboost F-150, Ford F-150 Powerboost. It's a hybrid. It's basically, it's a truck for tree huggers. Yeah, these videos will be pretty unedited, maybe completely unedited, right? But it's it's basically a Prius. It's a hybrid vehicle. And it has electric motor, it has batteries, it has a gas combustion engine. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about this truck and what I like about it so far. I have 2,400 miles on this truck. I've had it 2 months. And one of the reasons I bought it was the gas mileage was, it's pretty impressive what they put out there for gas mileage at 24, 25 miles a gallon. Certainly the engine, there's a break-in period and all that, but, and I'm not really, there yet, but I will say this, the numbers that they tell you are not quite what I'm getting, and I think I figured out, I've learned this truck a little bit, okay? There's a learning curve on driving this vehicle. If you put this vehicle in one of the drive modes that is normal, it's called normal, anything four-wheel drive, snow, ice, whatever, you will never, and sport mode, forget it, you will never get the mileage they're telling you. If you put it in eco mode, yeah, it's a truck for tree huggers, okay? So you put it in eco mode and you kind of learn how to use this electric part of this truck, where the engine shuts off. You can get about 24 miles a gallon. Maybe, depending on the gas you're using. Now, I will tell you, I learned very quickly that the lower octane fuel, you are never going to get that. You're going to get, if you put low octane fuel in this and put it on eco mode, you're going to get about 22 miles a gallon. If you drive it hard, 21.5, something like that. If you put it in sport mode, forget any of those numbers. All right? The engine is going to be used too much. But if you kind of learn how to use the electric part of this, and you're a little light on the pedal in eco mode, and you don't really push this truck, it will get you that mileage. It'll get you 25 if you're using higher octane fuel. So the numbers are correct. Sorry, I had a bump there and the phone bounced. But it will get you 25 miles a gallon if you use the highest octane and you just drive kind of carefully, okay? You can't get on the gas pedal like crazy, and people are just rude. But that's my take on learning to drive to get the mileage they advertise. If I'm missing something and you have a Powerboost and you say, hey, I know a secret trick, please comment. Okay, please comment, because I'm learning this truck. The other thing I found is, in order for you to get the maximum mileage, you gotta be in eco mode. And what eco mode also does is it knocks out some of the roughness. I've read comments about how rough the truck shifts at times. It'll shift from like 2nd to 4th or 5th or something. People don't like that. If you're in sport mode, here's what's going on in any mode except eco. there's a lot of information being processed by this computer to tell it when to use the electric motor, when to use the gas engine, when to shift. There's a lot of information being processed. And that can at times, if you're used to just V8 like I am, coming from a GMC Sierra, if you're used to that just being gas on, gas off, driving like a madman, it's a little rougher in this truck. It's going to feel rougher than it should. It's just going to shift more rough. When you put it in eco mode, maybe that's it. Eco mode, it smooths out a lot of that. So your shifts become much smoother. Everything becomes smoother. And as you learn to kind of, you come over a hilltop, start down, and I've learned, let off of the gas. If you just tap that brake to where it's at about 1300 RPM, the engine will shut off and you can ride a pretty long way. The challenge becomes, how long can I go on just electric? If it shifts into electric mode and you immediately floor it, guess what's going to happen? The engine's going to come right back on. So you've kind of defeated the purpose. If you've got a long downhill span, or even flat, you can stay on the gas pedal lightly and it'll just run in electric until that battery has to be charged. So that's kind of how I learned to, maximize the mileage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing videos on this. I'll give you just a second here what I like and don't like. I've got an XLT that's got quite a few add-ons, and I'm going to do these periodic updates on this truck because I want other people before they buy to have information maybe I didn't have. Even though I did some research, there was some information no one talked about learning to drive the truck. No one talked about how to smooth it out with eco mode. No one talked, I couldn't find anybody saying that the octane difference. So I'm just trying to help other people. I looked at a lot of trucks and I didn't think I'd like this V6. But it is a twin turbo, and it does have amazing horsepower. And yes, in sport mode with 93 octane, you will get 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds. It will, it will lay you back in the seat a little bit. I love I've got the 12-inch screen. I love it. I love all the, 110 outlets in the vehicle. Sorry, another bump. I like the dash. I do have the fold down, the little motorized fold down shifter. I've never used it. It looks a little gimmicky to me, but whatever. I do have 4-wheel drive, obviously, and I like the cluster of buttons on the steering wheel itself. And I've got the 7-amp power in the back in the bed of the pickup. I haven't used it yet other than a 110 plug to plug in a drill. I like everything pretty much about it. I do not have a sunroof. I don't miss a sunroof. Sunroofs are something I would use once a year. So so far, I do have Pro Trailer on this, and I do have 360 cameras. I love the 360 cameras on the Ford trucks. I didn't have that on my GMC Sierra, and there are things I liked better about the GMC. It probably rode a little better, but the noise in that V8 was a lot more than this. This thing is a much quieter. This Powerboost is a much quieter engine. So, and quiet when it's electric. You just hear a little hum of a motor, and it's kind of funny to pull into a parking lot and the motor's just kind of humming, and people are looking at you like, what in the world is that? It does have a backup reverse indicator, audible indicator, okay? And it doesn't sound like a typical big truck would sound with just like a beep. It's more of a clunk beep, like clunk, clunk. And it reminds me of something from Mario Kart, all right? So it's a little odd. You get used to it. It's on there because when you're in reverse a lot of times, it's going to be so quiet that someone wouldn't hear you backing up. So it's a safety feature, and you won't get sued. Ford won't get sued. But anyway, that's update 1. It's what I know so far. Hopefully as the engine breaks in, I'm going to see some things change and learn other new things about this. I'll keep you updated. So, you know, hey, if you want to see more of these, make sure you click like and subscribe, and you'll be notified when I do an F-150 update, or when I do any other kind of update about guns, bows, any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching.